For the 17th race of the Cup Series season and the finale of Amazon Prime's excellent coverage, NASCAR's heading to Pocono for the Tricky Triangle, with a lot of tricky shit going on right now. Is SVG worthy of a playoff spot? Is Ricky Stenhouse actually going to knock out Carson Hocevar? Or are they going to book a room in a Pocono couples resort so they could hash out their feelings and pay Hocevar's $50,000 fine, all from the comfort of a heart-shaped tub? These are all tricky questions that I just don't have the answer to. But one thing I do know, there's paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting us off as always is Ross the Boss in the beer you can't find anywhere car. The best part is, instead of restocking the beer that people would walk 6 lanes across I-95 for, they're coming out with a new flavor, lime. The good news is, I don't drink beer, so I don't care. 10. I guess nobody informed Austin Syndrome last week about the existence of rain tires. Instead, he decided to ride around in 35th for half the race. Congratulations, Austin. You're an idiot. 6. Oh, speaking of an idiot named Austin. 9. The lightning bolt on the side of this race car is supposedly what Noah Gragson's asshole was feeling like on Sunday. I guess NASCAR didn't put "don't drink the tap water" on the Mexico City field trip itinerary. Amateur move, buddy. 10. Kyle Larson was one of the casualties of Kyle Busch trying to go bowling into Turn 1. The person over at Hendrick Motorsports that's in charge of uploading their paint schemes to NASCAR.com must have also been a casualty of Kyle Busch's impersonation of Walter Ray Williams Jr. Because for whatever reason, the top team in all of NASCAR couldn't manage to get any of their paint schemes on NASCAR.com this week. I can't stand for the disrespect to paint scheme reviewers everywhere. Glaze on. 8. So Brad Keselowski has still only gotten one top 5 all season and sits 32nd in the points. The good news is he has 2 awesome teammates that both wear Driven sunglasses that you could pick up for 20% off with free shipping using promo code Tyler20 at checkout. And you gotta love submarines on a race car. 10. Knock, knock. Who's there? Just answer the door, man. But 7. Once great NASCAR driver turned mediocre bowler. Next time you decide to take a bunch of people out going into Turn 1, do it on a restart. At least get a strike. 2. Chase Elliott finally has a halfway decent day. He gets a top 3. They hand him a bottle of champagne, a trophy, and a sombrero. He gets to stand on the first podium in the history of NASCAR, and he's standing there like his mom just told him to pose for a picture on his first day of 6th grade. This guy has the personality of a grinded-up tree stump, but yet he'll still be the most popular driver. 3. When did Ty Dillon turn into the second coming of Boris Said? This guy was running in the top 10 most of the day until he wasn't. Impressive, but not. 8. Guys, I hit the nail right on the head last week. I told Denny he should just stay home and catch that baby when it falls out, and he listened. NASCAR yet again made a complete joke out of the waiver system by immediately granting Denny one for skipping out on the Mexico race. Is staying home with your wife the right thing to do after she just had a baby? Yes. Could he have still made it to Mexico? Yes. At this point, just eliminate the waiver deal. If Ryan Preece wakes up the morning of the Coke 400 and decides to call out sick because he doesn't want to go flying through the air at Daytona again, then so be it. I guess you need to start giving these guys sick days and annual leave. Whatever. 9. I vividly remember Emily bitching me out at a restaurant in New Orleans last year with all of her roommates because I watched Ryan Blaney win the Pocono race in this exact same ugly-ass paint scheme. We won't be having that again this year. 4. AJ Allmendinger somehow salvaged a 13th place finish despite being one of the pins that Kyle Busch knocked down on lane 1. 3. Mr. Busher. Although I'm sure Nexletol is a great cholesterol medication, we don't care. Because RFK dropped this beauty today. I feel blessed that I get to see this car in person next week. And not only did they come out with maybe the greatest paint scheme of all time, they also came out with a killer shirt to go along with it, and pre-orders are open on the diecast. The wedding's in 3 months. I'm trying not to spend a lot of money. But between Whatnot and RFK, they're making it pretty fucking hard. With that being said, 10. For the first time in 3 weeks, Chase Briscoe finished the race above his qualifying position. Great job, Chase. 10. Holy shit, guys. I don't think I could believe my eyes. Call me Eminem, that shit rhymed. I might actually get emotional. Because for a year and a half, I've said the Christopher Bell Ream Machine is the worst paint scheme in the history of NASCAR. And despite this render being complete utter dog shit, they finally listened. They filled in the empty space on the quarter. I'm starting to think I hold a lot more power on this planet than I originally thought. First, I help eliminate white hoods from the Kroger cars, and now this? The question is, what am I going to fix next? I think they could send me to Iran to negotiate a peace deal. This is a glorious moment in Paint Scheme Review history, and in its honor, for the first time ever, 10. Joshy! 7. 6. Guys, I'm bringing to you an important message. For the first time ever, I've pre-ordered a diecast for Emily, and it's in jeopardy of not being produced. Please get this beautiful fish car to production. I don't want to hear her bitch. 10. I was finally going to cut Willie B a break this week, and then a picture of Aaron Blaney popped up on my Instagram. Buddy, you fumbled the bag. 7. I prayed for times like these. I was amazed at how many of you guys were blowing up my mentions about this car. I honestly didn't think you guys were paying attention when I talked about the pickle car every single week. But I gotta say, in honor of the glorious return of the pickle car, I made some badass fried Grillo pickles last night. And they're gluten-free for the wife. Just like my fried pickles last night, this car fucks. 10. Here's your weekly reminder that Riley Herbst does in fact exist. 6. I have a strange relationship with the Long John Silver's car because sometimes I look at it and go, wow, beautiful, 9. Sometimes I look at it and go, wow, disgusting, 4. I think it's just post-nut clarity from the Sex Machine 9001. 8. Okay, guys, so Legacy Motor Club is actually running really good. Please don't convince me that you guys need a third charter for Corey Heim. 8. So, when's the Family Dollar money going to dry up? 3. What 2311 did to these nasty beast cars should be considered acts of terrorism against the NASCAR fan base. 5. A lot of you asked me for my opinion on Ricky Stenhouse versus Carson Hocevar because it kind of feels like I'm in the middle of it. Obviously, I love Carson, but now Ricky Stenhouse's fender is hanging in my living room. The way I see it, the wreck at Nashville could have went either way. That's probably why Ricky didn't break Carson's nose. Now with Mexico, although it was a total accident by Carson, he did drive straight through him. If they get into an altercation, it'll be good for TV. But they probably won't. 8. Ally! 8. Does anybody know what the story is on Costa Oil and the Ware family? They sponsor like everything for Cody's brother. I don't know. 4. There was a lot of you that shot your load a little early this past Sunday. All up in my mentions saying, oh, look at Ty Gibbs. Guys, Ty Gibbs is never going to win a race. And if his last name wasn't Gibbs, he'd be a car wash attendant. Hopefully someday you guys will actually listen to me. But until then, you're in for a lot of pain and suffering. 6. If you missed my Whatnot haul video from the other night, I just got in a desk-sized cardboard cutout of Ryan Preece himself. And during yesterday's RFK 617 40% off sale, I was able to pre-order the Mohawk diecast for only $50. If you missed out on that, I have good news, because you can get some great diecast deals tonight at 8 o'clock. Click the link in my bio and join this Facebook group. There's a kid in there named Wyatt, and every Wednesday at 8 o'clock he goes live and sells hundreds of cars. That goofball Wade Taylor put me onto it. I was a little skeptical at first, but it's honestly a great time. I'll be in there tonight. Anyway, the side of this car looks a little clunky. 7. I had fully convinced myself that Michael McDowell was going to win Mexico, and he didn't. 6. The other Carson Hocevar issue that everyone wants my 2 cents on is him getting fined $50,000 by Spire Motorsports for his comments about Mexico. Here's the thing, guys. I would probably call Mexico a shithole too. And as much as I'd like to be one of the people that says, oh, he has freedom of speech, yada, 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 he does have sponsors. And his sponsor last Sunday was a Mexican television company. So Spire's right to do what they did. And people have the right to be upset. But I think underneath this lies an even bigger story. The real reason why he said what he said. Sabrina Carpenter recently released her hit new single, Man-Child. And in the song, she says, I quote, "And I like my men all incompetent." Bro's just trying to bag Sabrina. Cut the guy a fucking break, would ya? Don't ever stop being you, Carson. Don't get nerfed like Ross Chastain did. Paint scheme sucks, though. 2. We can all argue in the comments whether SVG's worthy of a playoff spot or not, but I personally think it's bullshit. But that's the NASCAR playoff format. Don't hate the player, hate the game. He kicked everybody's ass. You know who else kicked everybody's ass? Young Money Bets on Twitter. This guy won thousands of dollars this past weekend. And had I listened to his advice, I too would be rich. I would advise you all to follow him and don't be like me. Actually tail his plays. The kid is a NASCAR betting prodigy. This car still sucks. 3. Crocodile. Unicorn Edition. That Xfinity car had to be cheated out. 10. And the paint scheme of the week goes to... it had to go to the pickle car. Cherish the 3 races we have with this beautiful race car. Here's this week's top 3. It's scary that I was that close to picking the Ream Machine. And here is your current paint scheme review point standings. If you guys join the Facebook group, see you tonight. If not, see you guys at Atlanta. Later.